1 week goes, didn't have my period. 2 weeks goes on, didn't have my period. 3 weeks go on, didn't have my period. 4 weeks go on, didn't have my period. 5 weeks go on, didn't have my period. So during that whole time, I'm just freaking out. When I tell you I'm freaking out, I'm freaking out.
Don't fuck me like that. Fuck me like this. Yeah. His friends and his dad hate me. I broke his little heart, he a cry baby. If I ain't let him hit the pussy by now, then that nigga lame if he still waiting. I ain't even saved your number, so no, I can't reply to no text.
What's up guys, it's your girl Janae and I'm back with another video. So in today's video, I will be doing a story time on my first and only pregnancy scare. I just want to say I'm not making this video to like promote pregnancy scares or to promote like not having protected sex. Like, I'm not trying to promote that. I'm just sharing my story and what I went through, so y'all don't gotta go through it. It's common for, you know, a girl to go through, you know, a pregnancy scare, but I just wanted to share my experience. And yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna take it back. Okay, so I'm gonna take it back to when I lost my virginity. So when I lost my virginity, it was not protected. It was not protected. Don't be like me. Don't be like me, you know, young and dumb. This was my freshman year. Well, it was the end of my freshman year. When I tell you it was like 3 days left of my freshman year. Yeah, it was 3 days. So it was freshman year going on to sophomore year. So yeah, I didn't use protection. And the guy I lost my virginity to, he didn't, what's it called? He didn't come or whatever. So, you know, he didn't come or whatever, but you know, there's still like pre-cum, blah, 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 blah. So I was still freaking out, and I wasn't on birth control. I'm sorry if I'm talking with my hands a lot. Yeah, so we didn't use protection. So that was the first mistake. Don't be like me. Do better. Do better. Be better than me. Okay, so I lost my virginity May 18th or 19th. I don't know, one of those dates. So from May to June 30th, I did not have my period. That's like, that's a month, right? That's like a month and a week. Just like a month and 2 weeks, isn't it? I don't know. But in between that whole month, I didn't just like lose my virginity and then stopped having sex. Like, we probably had sex like 3 times. So I lost my virginity and then it was 2 other times. So my period back then was very irregular. So I never really knew when I was gonna get it. But I didn't get it that month yet, so I was expecting it. I was expecting it maybe that week or next week or the week after that. So I'm just like, so 1 week goes, didn't have my period. 2 weeks goes on, didn't have my period. 3 weeks go on, didn't have my period. 4 weeks go on, didn't have my period. 5 weeks go on, didn't have my period. So during that whole time, I'm just freaking out. When I tell you I'm freaking out like just like any other girl would freak out. So I'm freaking out like, oh no, how I'm gonna tell my mom, like, oh my god. So mind you, back then me and my mom wasn't super close. Like now, let me knock on wood. I'm just saying now, it's a big difference. If I was to get pregnant back then and I had to tell my mom, it would be a whole different story. But if it was now, I would be like so straight up with her, just because like our relationship is better now. Like, we're closer. Like, you know, don't be afraid to tell your mom, unless she's just like straight up crazy. My mom's like understanding. Of course she wouldn't want me to get pregnant, obviously, but like she wouldn't, you know, do the most, you know, blah blah blah. So back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, so I was just freaking out. So I'm telling mind you, when I first lost my virginity, you know, I told my closest friends or whatever, I'm like, oh my god, I just lost my virginity. Oh my god, because back then, when was that? What year was that? 2018? Yeah. People, like, some of my friends lost their virginity before me. Y'all probably like, oh, freshman year, that's kind of quick, that's kind of early or whatever. No, some of my close friends lost it like middle school type stuff, literally. But anyways, so, you know, I was freaking out, telling my friends, blah blah blah. So I'm just thinking, like, how am I gonna get a test? Like, I need a test. At the time, I didn't even have, no, I probably did have my permit. Yep, I had my permit, but obviously no car. I can't drive by myself because I only had a permit, didn't have my license. So I'm just like, how am I gonna get a test? How am I gonna get a test? Like, oh my god. And it's like, with this situation, you can't just be telling everybody. You can't just be like, oh my god, like, I need a test, like, help me, like, you know, like, people are so like toxic and like judgmental. Like, if I was to tell somebody that was older than you, whatever, they'll probably tell the whole school. And what if I'm not even, you know, pregnant? And I wasn't, but still, like, So my best friend at the time, we're still friends, but she was my best friend. Like, we would like be at each other, well, she would be in my house like every weekend type stuff. So this was, yeah, okay, so she would be at my house every weekend. So she knew somebody. Well, I know the person, but I wasn't like super close with the person. So like I was saying, somebody she used to mess with, I don't know if they were dating at the time, or I don't know, my memory's kind of bad. I don't know if they were dating or if they were friends, but she was dating this girl. Well, I was about to say her name. Anyway, so she was dating this girl, and the girl had a car. She was older than us. So my friend asked her for me if she could get, you know, a test for us. So, I mean, not for us, but for me. But, so, it took us, you know, a couple tries to get a hold of the girl. But, you know, she came through. We had to, obviously pay for it. But she went to Dollar General, and she got us a test. And we were home alone. So, I don't know where my parents were. I just know we were home alone. So, that was good. So, she pulled up to the house. I went outside, got the test, whatever. So, mind you, it was a Dollar General test. So, like, I wasn't really, like, trusting it. But, obviously, I still took it. I've only took one pregnancy test my whole life. So, like, I don't know if I did it right. But, like, I peed in a cup. And I put the like, test in the cup. I don't think I was supposed to do that. I think I was just supposed to, like, just pee on it. But, you know, young and dumb. Didn't know what I was doing. So, anyways, so I took the test, you know, waited a couple minutes, blah, blah, blah. Those couple minutes, bro, when I tell you I was so scared, like, what if? Like, what if the test comes out positive? Like, my whole life is changed at the age of 15. I'm 17 now, I'm about to be 18. Imagine my whole life just changed at 15. I was not ready for it at all, so I was just scared. So before I get to telling you what the results were or whatever, obviously it was negative, but before I continue that part, I'm gonna just tell you. So the dude that I lost my virginity to, who I was dating at the time, we were dating probably like a year and 4 months, whatever. So don't think it's just some random, you know. No, I know who the baby father was. If I was, you know. Anyways, so mind you, his parents knew that he didn't have his virginity. Like, his parents knew that I didn't get my period yet. His parents knew. My parents didn't know. Like, they didn't even know I lost my virginity. Because, you know, like, guys can be more open with their family. So, mind you, his mom knows. And his mom is just kind of, like, freaking out. Like, oh my god, like, she needs to tell her mom type stuff. And, you know, she was telling me, she was like, Janae, you need to talk to your mom. You know, I was close to this family or whatever, so they're just like, you need to tell your mom, like, you tell your mom you might be. I'm thinking, like, I'm not telling her till I get a test. I'm not telling her till I get a freaking test, and that shit says negative. You know, I could tell her, you know, I lost my virginity, like, after the fact. But no, I'm waiting till I get my periods, okay? So, okay, fast forward back. So, or rewind, I don't know. So the test came out negative. I was so excited, obviously, blah, 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 but I was still like, I don't trust it. I don't trust this, like, I need another one. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I need another one because, like, where's my period? Like, I have no cramps. I have no cramps feeling like, I was gonna, like, start my period. I have nothing, no symptoms of, like, me starting my period. But here's the thing, y'all. I threw up. After I got my test, after I got the test results, maybe a week later, I threw up. Oh, I don't just be throwing up to throw up. Like, obviously, that's a symptom of, you know, pregnancy. So I'm just like, oh no. Oh no. I'm like, oh no, I am pregnant. I was like, oh no, I'm pregnant. Like, I am about to have my son. Like, that's what I was just thinking. So, fast forward maybe a week later, my ex, his mom, it was his mom's birthday. His mom's birthday, June 30th. So June 30th, we all go, like, my family, obviously his family, we all go to his house, and it was like a little birthday get together or whatever for his mom. So I don't know where I was. Oh, I remember. So we go to, okay, so we at his house, you know, we eating, blah blah blah. So all the kids go to the pool, the neighborhood pool, and, you know, the parents stay back. So this is what happened. Basically, my ex's mom told my mom that I lost my virginity and that I might be pregnant. She told her for me. You know, eventually, you know, I was gonna tell my mom. I was just trying to, like, get the right words, you know, because at the time, like I said, we wasn't, like, the closest. So I was just, like, scared, and I was young. Like, I'm young now, but that was, like, young. So I'm just like, dang. So she told my mom. I don't know what details. All that matters is that she told her that I lost my virginity and I might be pregnant. Yep. So basically, time goes on at the little party, whatever. I didn't know that she told her, whatever. But I get home. My mom calls me into her room, and she's just like, so Miss blah 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 told me you know, lost your virginity, blah blah blah. She's just like, I'm disappointed, blah blah blah, that you didn't tell me. And she was just like asking me stuff like, did it hurt? She wasn't asking me it to be like, oh my god, like, go girl. No, she was asking me like I don't know, she wasn't asking me it to be like, oh my god, like, yes, like, you finally lost your virginity, like, did it hurt? Oh my god, no. She was just like checking up on me to, like, I don't know, she was like, did it hurt? Like, are you okay? Stuff like that. So, you know, but when I tell you, that conversation was like the chillest, like, conversation. I was expecting, you know, worse, but she was just kind of like, you're like a teenager, like, this generation is different, you know, teenagers nowadays lose it, you know, faster than how she did back in her day, whatever. She was just being very understanding. Yes, she was disappointed, but still she was being understanding at the same time. So that conversation goes on, blah blah blah, you know, it was chill, whatever. it wasn't the reaction I was expecting, but you know, I ain't complaining. You know, I ain't complaining. Okay, so this is the crazy part. This is the crazy part. The day after my mom found out I lost my virginity and that I might be pregnant, I get my period. So you're telling me I couldn't say that trouble having that talk? No, I'm glad we had to talk. But like, the whole like pregnancy part didn't have to be involved. Like, the whole, you know, lost my virginity, you know, I could have said that part. But the whole pregnancy part, the whole not using a condom part, that could have been saved. It could have been saved. Like, that, it's just like, God was saying something. God was saying, you just needed to be honest with your mama. You need to be honest with your mama. If you would have been honest with your mama, you would have got your pregnancy. I mean, you would have got your period sooner. Like, a whole freaking month and like 2 weeks without having my period. The day after my mom finds out I get my period. What? What type of, I ain't never heard nothing like that. That's crazy. Like, that is so crazy. That is so crazy. But what was I finna say? But like, you know, I'm blessed that I never have to, you know, go through that again, because that is some scary stuff, and I hope to never go through that again. That ain't it. So maybe like a week later, my mom told my dad. You know, it's harder telling the dad. I wasn't telling my dad for sure. I was like, Mom, you got that. You know, take as much time you need to tell him. But I don't want to tell him. Like, I'm scared. But I want to tell you my dad's reaction. My dad, you know, my parents are just kind of like teenagers nowadays. You know, they do stuff fast, whatever. They're just kind of like, you need to be protected. Like, you need to be protected. You need to be safe. My dad kind of had the mindset. He was just like, as long as you're not doing it in my house, you know, as long as you're not doing it under this roof, I don't want you to do it, but as long as you're not doing it under this roof. But anyways, so like a month later, not a month later, maybe like 2 weeks, I don't know, I got on birth control. I have the one in my arm. I recommend it because yeah, I can't take pills. I wouldn't be able to. I would forget. It's just too much. And this lasts for 3 years. It's actually been 3 years. I have to, my mom's getting an appointment right now to get a new one in for another 3 years. And you can't see it. Well, obviously you can't see it. But it's like a little steak or whatever in my arm. Yeah. If y'all girls want a in detail video about like birth control or another girl talk or like my experience with birth control, let me know in the comments, because I liked my symptoms. You know, I haven't had my period, well, that's a lie. Since it like just now ran out, I got my period like 2 weeks ago, but before that I didn't have my period for maybe like 2 years. And last week was the first time I got it in 2 years, and I did not miss it. Like, I did not miss pads and all that, no. But yeah, that's pretty much my first pregnancy scare. First and only, hopefully the last pregnancy scare that I will ever have to go through. I mean, if it's in the future, you know, I'll be better. I'll be more relaxed because I'll be older and not, you know, a teenager. But I'm not talking about like older as in next year. Like, no, I'm talking about maybe 5 to 10 years. I would feel better about it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. I'm low-key bad at story times because I have a bad memory and I just keep stuttering. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Make sure you follow me on the gram, TikTok, and make sure you subscribe to our couple channel. Alright, I love you guys. Bye.
Last nigga fuck with your head, probably a cheater.
I want rich sex. I ain't the type to be dick pressed. You don't be giving me no stress, so I know where it's at.